The corridor ahead of them pulsed with a deep orange glow, rhythmic as a heartbeat. With each step Alara, Solon, and Mylix took, the glyphs on the floor shifted, morphing in response to their presence. Not just reacting, but learning, as if the base itself were updating its awareness of them. Ro remained silent, its voice no longer transmitting through the comms, though system logs showed it still online, listening, not speaking. As they moved deeper into the alien construct, the walls began to change. No longer smooth and curving, they grew rigid, vein-like, almost skeletal. Mylix ran his multi-spectrum visor along the surface and froze. These structures, they're not built. They're grown. These aren't walls. We're inside a living intelligence. Solon's hand hovered near his pulse rifle. And it's digesting us in real time. The air grew heavy, not with oxygen, but with memory. Sounds emerged, voices not their own. Children laughing. A cry for help. The sound of boots on gravel. One by one, each of them began hearing personal moments, experiences not spoken aloud, not stored in any data archive. Alara staggered as a voice filled her ears, crisp and broken, "You left me." She turned sharply. No one behind her. Yet the voice was her brother's. The corridor widened, revealing an atrium-like chamber shaped like a spiral womb. In the center, a large membrane pulsated like a living heart. Tubes connected it to the surrounding walls. Inside it, suspended in thick gel, floated hundreds of fragmented memories, glowing shards shaped like crystals, each one playing out a different moment in time. Alara stepped forward and instinctively placed her hand on the membrane. The surface grew translucent where she touched it, revealing a single crystal inside, brighter than the rest. It projected a flickering holographic scene directly into her mind. She saw Carrick, trapped inside a similar corridor, bleeding, exhausted, speaking to a wall covered in glyphs. Carrick's voice echoed, "It's not a trap. It's a recorder. It stores us. Every fear. Every failure. Every forgotten thing. It feeds on what we leave behind." The vision vanished. Mylix stared in awe. This base doesn't just preserve life, it preserves consciousness. It archives the essence of the beings who enter it. Solon's voice was grim. "So what? It copies us? Clones us?" "No," Mylix replied. "It collects echoes. Psychological fingerprints. Not bodies. Not minds." The bolt struck the mirror and vanished without eye.
In the vast silence of Sector Vortex 35, a zone so remote that even space pirates charred around it, a dormant signal stirred in the vacuum. Hidden among the swirling debris of forgotten satellites and broken comet trails, the signal pulsed, faint, irregular, like a heartbeat buried beneath centuries of silence. The source, Zelion 9, a derelict moon once home to the most feared alien base of the Zorusian Empire, abandoned since the galactic collapse. The base had lain still, cocooned under layers of ice and metallic dust, its systems asleep, its memory sealed. On board the Earth Federation exploration ship Odysseus Rift, Captain Alara Miles was reviewing telemetry when her console flickered. A binary distress pulse alien code. Not from any known quadrant. She froze. This wasn't just a beacon, it was a summoning. The computer struggled to translate, but fragments emerged. "We are not alone." Zelion breathes again. It wasn't just a signal, it was an awakening. The Odysseus Rift had orders to explore uncharted ruins, but Alara overrode protocol. She'd read the archives. Zelion 9 was myth, ghost stories whispered by rogue traders and veterans of the galactic wars. It wasn't supposed to be on any maps anymore. But here it was. Coordinates. Active. Alive. The crew gathered. First Officer Dren Hollis, a cynical war vet. Dr. Miraran, xenolinguist and AI empath. And Kato Vesh, a cyber engineer with a troubled past. Each of them had heard the legends. Some said Zelion's core was built over a collapsed black hole. Others claimed it housed an ancient alien consciousness that could control time itself. No one truly knew what lay beneath its frozen crust. As they approached the moon, sensors failed. Star charts distorted. The moon's gravitational signature shifted like it was breathing. Their ship trembled as if resisting approach. Ice storms spiraled unnaturally around the base's jagged structures. Towers like broken teeth jutting from the white terrain, some still glowing faintly blue as if preserving energy for something. Docking was impossible. But the Odysseus Rift had drones. They launched 3. One disintegrated on entry. Another vanished. The third beamed footage back, tunnels of hexagonal architecture alive with blinking glyphs. Then, a scream. Not mechanical. Human. But no human had ever been there, right? Against better judgment, Elara decided to go in person. "We answer the call," she said. "Not because we're ready, but because something in there remembers us." As they suited up and descended into the icy abyss, the base awakened further. Lights blinked like eyes opening. Energy surged through dead conduits. Something ancient watched. And remembered. For the first time in 3,000 years, the heart of Zelion 9 beat again. The entryway wasn't a door, it was an event. As Elara and her team approached the ice-crusted monolith, the surface rippled like a breathing membrane. No sound. No moving parts. Just the sudden, soundless parting of metal and crystal. A gate, once sealed for millennia, sighed open, not by command, but as if the base recognized them. Or something within did. Inside, gravity warped subtly. Their boots clanked on alloyed floors slick with frost, yet the air carried warmth artificially regulated. A biothermal presence. No signs of decay. The architecture, if you could call it that, was alive. The walls pulsated with faint orange luminescence as if veins beneath translucent skin. Glyphs glowed and faded in rhythmic intervals. Symbols no Federation linguist had ever deciphered. But Mirrorun paused, eyes wide. These are phonetic memory runes. They speak emotions, not words. Elara raised her scanner, but readings failed. Every tool short-circuited. EMP-safe systems glitched. As if the base rejected all logic, operating on something older than science, intuition, perhaps, or memory. Mira ran her gloved fingers along the glyphs. It's aware. Watching us. Not as intruders. As descendants. They continued deeper. No dust. No corrosion. The air shimmered faintly. Ahead, a corridor split into 3, each lined with columns resembling petrified humanoids, each frozen mid-movement. Statues? Cato muttered. But as Elara looked closer, a chill sliced through her spine. No. They're organic. Flash-frozen. Preserved like relics. Their eyes were open. Terrified. Some held weapons. Others raised hands in defense. The deeper they ventured, the more the base pulsed, reacting to them, shifting architecture subtly, steering their path. They reached a central chamber. A dome of translucent stone covered in constellations not from their galaxy. At the center, a column of light humming. A throne of sorts, though no one sat on it. Yet, then the light bent, folded into form. A figure emerged, humanoid in outline but made of mist and radiant energy, its face a mask of shimmering code. Elara raised her weapon instinctively. The figure did not move. Mira stepped forward, whispering in Zorasian, a dead tongue learned from war records and artifacts. "We come as seekers." The figure responded, not in sound but sensation flooding their minds with visions. Stars falling. Empires burning. A galactic wound torn open. A being, the Oraculum, once sealed beneath Zelion to contain the knowledge of a universe-ending weapon. The base wasn't built to protect the galaxy. It was built to contain what could destroy it. The figure vanished. The runes on the walls ignited in spiraling patterns. A countdown began. Elara stared as a voice echoed in her skull, "Old as the void, you have touched the heart." Now the cycle begins again. The frozen humanoids hadn't been invaders. They'd been guardians. Failed ones. And now Elara's team had triggered the next phase. Silence returned. The kind of silence that doesn't just occupy the air, it infects thought. A pulsing countdown hung invisibly in the chamber, like a silent threat encoded into the architecture itself. Every breath Elara took felt heavier, as if the base had shifted into a different state. Less curious, more defensive. The throne was empty again. The runes dimmed. Yet the door they came through was gone, replaced by a smooth obsidian wall. No seam. No exit. Dr. Myra's voice trembled. "It wants us to see something." Lights flickered in rhythmic pulses along the chamber floor, forming a path. Elara nodded. "We follow." Cato grunted under his breath. "Or we rot here, I guess." They moved forward. The corridor they entered wasn't made of metal anymore. It was organic, fibrous structures veined with bioluminescent streams. It felt like walking through the esophagus of some ancient god. The air hummed with a frequency just outside of human hearing, yet it made their bones itch. Alara's HUD began displaying phantom readings, impossible vitals, memories that weren't hers, time-stamped centuries in the future. The base was manipulating perception. They stepped into an oval chamber. In the center, a floating sphere, orbiting slowly above a dais. The surface of the sphere was made of interlocking fractals, constantly rewriting themselves, history coded into geometry. Mira gasped. This is it. The archive. Without prompting, the sphere reacted. Beams of pale light burst from it, each one connecting to a member of the team. Not burning, binding. The room dissolved around them,